Well, be that it's officially Monday, we're officially in the single digits. 9 days. A week from this Wednesday, I'll be back in Orlando. I cannot wait. So, Disney here, and we're going to talk about NXT and Smackdown from last week. NXT, of course, being the go-home show for NXT TakeOver, which will be taking place live on the WWE Network this Thursday evening. I will not be watching it live. We actually have some Versus filming to do, so we can have content to give you guys AJ content while I'm in Orlando. So that's the reason I'm going to miss TakeOver. But don't worry, NXT and Smackdown, just like normal, will be recapped on a week from today, which is next Monday. And it will be one of the last wrestling videos I do on this channel before I leave. Now, wrestling's not going away for good. It's going to be going on a hiatus. Night of Champions, I might make an exception for. It just kind of depends. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. It might be kind of hard to do that. It's my birthday that night, so I'm going to be very busy. I'll see if there's any way I can do it. Take a notepad with me and do some notes. And maybe it won't be a traditional review, like spot for spot, but I'll at least talk about the pay-per-view. No promises, but I'll see what I can do. Now, I do want to state that with the filming I talked about for 3 Versus, the Versus for this coming week and the Versus while I'm in Orlando, also AJ's movie reviews are going to be continuing on the Fridays as well. You'll get the brand new reviews this week, and then the next 2 weeks when I'm in Orlando, I will have content anyway. We have 12 movies, 6 on each video, just like always, and we will go back to the stuff that you really want to see, the released movies. We're going to be about a week or 2 behind some of them, but you're still going to get the reviews, so I promise you that. And 2, there's also an awesome thing about the 17th, next Wednesday when I come into town, because my persistence has finally paid off. Because last night, on a whim, I went on the Diz boards and I found someone that works at Islands of Adventure, and I, Sir Owen Disney, will 100% officially be going to the Halloween Horror Nights Team Member Advanced Screaming Preview Night. Very much looking forward to this. Should be really awesome. I will try my best to get you some footage from the scare zones, but I will not promise anything. I may just take it easy, enjoy the event for myself, and I may not put up anything until after opening night, when I'm actually going to be there with my friends. So we'll see what happens. I'll not make you any promises, but I'll see what I can do. I'll ask around to see if I would get in any trouble for filming anything. I'm not going to film inside the mazes. I refuse to do that. We're not allowed. We don't have any chance to do that as of this moment. So if that changes, I'll let you guys know. But if it doesn't, then you're just probably going to get. So this was pretty awesome, and this is my reaction. And for those of you who follow me on Snapchat, Sir Owen Disney on Snapchat, you can see some of my reactions that way. I may actually be snapping a lot on preview night and all the other Halloween Horror Nights event nights. Still don't know about Hallow Scream. That's up in the air at this moment. Now, let's talk NXT, shall we? This NXT was basically utilized as the tournament final to determine the rightful #1 contender to the Ascension's NXT Tag Team Championships. And of course, this tournament has been going on for quite a while. It actually has gone down to these final 2 teams. It is Simon Gotch and the artiste Aiden English, which are the Vaudevillains, taking on the team of Sin Cara and Kalisto. Now, they both had different paths to get to this tournament final. The Vaudevillains defeated the Mishmash team of Mojo Rawley and Bull Dempsey, and then they defeated Enzo Amore and Big Cass Colin Cassidy to get to this match. Sin Cara and Kalisto did a completely different path. They defeated the team of Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake, and then they somehow, someway got past the super team of Sami Zayn and Adam Rose to get into this match. Now, if you were curious, Enzo and Cass got in by beating the team of Jason Jordan and Ty Dillinger, and Zayn and Rose got in by beating the team of the International Airstrike, Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd. So that being said, let's talk about this, and it's also going to give you 4 singles matches from the 4 participants in the main event of NXT TakeOver 2, which will be for the NXT Championship. Adrian Neville defending against Tyson Kidd, Tyler Breeze, and Sami Zayn. So all of them got singles matches. on this show to be like a tune-up, if you will. Show started off with a singles match. Alexa Bliss taking on the NXT Women's Champion Charlotte. This is a non-title match. This went pretty short, but we pick it up midway through the match. Nice satellite head scissors takeover from Alexa Bliss, and just like a straight right hand shot from Alexa gets blocked, and a tilt-a-whirl gutbuster from Charlotte actually connects. Chokes her with the knee across the back of the head, choking her across the middle rope, clubs her in the back, and then Bliss fires back with 2 forearms. Standing dropkick gets a 1 count off of that. Tries to take advantage, and Charlotte cuts her off with a boot to the knee, and goes for a powerbomb, countered into a sunset flip 1-2, and Charlotte kicks out. Gets clothesline in the back of the head for good measure, and bow down to the Queen finishes off Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte wins. Okay match for what it was, and basically just a tune-up for Bayley, and Bayley does come out after the match is over. She says you refused to shake my hand last week. I earned this opportunity. I beat your former BFF partner, Sasha Banks, 2 times, and you need to start taking me seriously, and at TakeOver, I'm seriously going to take your title. She puts her hand out, and, of course, we get the Bayley's Gonna Hug You chant, which is awesome. I love it so much. Thank you, Full Sail, for coming up with that. And this is just completely stopped by a pie face from Charlotte, shoving her to the canvas. Ducks the clothesline, and Bayley hits the Hugplex on the NXT Women's Champion. Holds the championship up. And that's how we go home in the first match of the evening. I will state right now, I went on record, and I will go on record to state this fact. There are 2 things right now that tell me that Bayley is walking out with the championship. Number 1, there is a rumor right now that Ric Flair will possibly be in Charlotte's corner when she gets brought up to the main roster. And 2, probably more so 1 than 2, I will state that it is a rumor now that Charlotte is being fast-tracked to the main roster. That being said, I think it's a good idea for that to happen, and I do think that Bayley is going to walk out with the championship come this Thursday night, and I think it's the right direction to go. Put Charlotte on the main roster and let her feud with AJ, and let her feud with Paige, and the feud that really kind of got snuffed out when Paige got brought up to the main roster. Yeah, I think it's a lot more fresh matchups that way once you bring Charlotte to the main roster. And then Bayley can take the championship, and she can have a nice little reign in NXT. And that's the right direction to go. Bayley is a huge fan favorite, and it's definitely something that would be a good idea at this point. They need to build up a good heel challenger for her. At this point, honestly, I'd like to see a heel Becky Lynch. I think that would be kind of cool at this point. That'd be a good idea. Or maybe Alexa Bliss goes heel and she becomes like a dark fairy. That would be kind of cool. I would enjoy that. That'd be awesome. So we'll see where we go from there. We get our first of many videos tonight basically talking about how the 4 participants in the match, why they should win. Tyler Breeze is up first, and basically he says the reason he should win is because he looks good. Or, more appropriately, not that he said this, but it makes more sense in my mind, he's ridiculously good looking. That's the reason why he should win. Blue Steel for the win. So, yeah, that's the reason why he should win. So, he's in action next, and he's facing off against Ty Dillinger. Jason Jordan nowhere to be found here, and Dillinger gets a singles match against Breeze. Decent little short match at this point, and Breeze showing his ferocity that we've been seeing a lot more lately. We've been seeing a lot more temper from Tyler Breeze, showing that he's not just trying to look pretty and be a quote-unquote comedy act. He's actually trying to be a legitimate contender to the championship. And like I said, through the past weekend, that NXT house shows, they've been having all 4 superstars go over so they can test the crowd's reaction to one of them winning. So it's completely up in the air who's going to win on Thursday at this point. Which is awesome, because I like that idea, because that means that there's no guarantee who's going to win. Breeze with a well-placed stomp, gets a 1 off of that, locks in the front face lock. Ty picks him up and backs him into the corner hard. Vicious chops, whips him in. Breeze reverses, and he charges up. Nice tip up from, Ty Dillinger, and ducks the clothesline. Beauty shot out of complete nowhere. 1, 2, 3, Tyler Breeze wins. We got our next in our 4 videos. This time being Tyson Kidd. He will win because he's cocky and he's earned the right to be that way. Alright. It's officially announced that Kenta, and yes, not a different name, not like Wellesley Morley II comes in. No, it's actually going to be Kenta making his NXT debut in ring at TakeOver. So yeah, TakeOver 2, we're going to see Kenta make his debut. I don't know if he's working a match, I don't think so, but I know that he is being presented by the Nature Boy Ric Flair, who obviously has a lot of Japan ties back in the day. Don't forget, he lost the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in Japan, even though they never made it official in the U.S. He lost the title in Japan to Tatsumi the Dragon Fujinami, and they did the match back on U.S. soil, and they did not reference that title change. So, Flair's got some background in Japan. It's going to be kind of cool to see him bring Kenta out. That's what we have at this moment. In our next match, and just like we had a promo from him a minute ago, we get Tyson Kidd in a singles match, this time facing off against Adam Rose. This is a feud from a while back. This match is pretty good for what it is. Tyson with those knees in the corner, and Rose is grounded. He's not able to go anywhere. Hits a snap suplex 1-2, and Adam Rose kicks out, locks in a chin lock, and a counter from Rose with a jawbreaker to break out of the move. So, Kidd gets back into the corner, and Adam Rose with the Matt Morgan elbow strikes to the side of the head. Ducks the clothesline, Rose with a flying forearm, an opposite forearm, and spins around with a vicious spine buster. Really great spine buster Adam Rose has. I always have enjoyed it. Very Arn Anderson-like, so it works really well. Charges into a drop kick to the knee, which cuts off any momentum Adam Rose has. And he works the leg momentarily and locks in the sharpshooter. He finally gets to almost the ropes, and he gets dragged to the middle. Sits back with all his force, and Tyson Kidd forces Adam Rose to tap out. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Tyson wins, and he should have. This was a good match between the two. Sami Zayn doesn't care who he beats in this match, but it'd be just like the cherry on top if he is the man who pins Adrian Neville's shoulders to the canvas. So, basically why Sami Zayn should win is because he doesn't care who he beats, but he cares that he beats the champion. If that makes any sense. Adrian Neville just loves the challenge, and that's it. He just loves the challenge. Well, you have Enzo Amore and Big Cass, and they go looking for some hair removal cream. They run into an effeminate gentleman, and they kind of like, yeah, it kind of scares him away, but Jersey boys, what do you expect? No offense. But the thing is, they basically have that in hand now because of the hair versus hair match with Sylvester Lefort at TakeOver 2. Sorry, I haven't eaten today. I apologize. I would need some takeout. Not a pizza would be the best way at this point. Sami Zayn in action next against Marcus Louis of the Legionnaires and Sylvester Lefort at ringside. We pick it up midway through. Louis with a chin lock, looking like a jacked up Cody Rhodes at this point. So he takes him back down with a chin lock, and he gets back into the corner, club to the neck from Louis, and a whip in. He ducks his head, and Sami Zayn straight kicks him in the face. Clothesline, and he gets popped up. Drop kick counter from Sami Zayn. Flatliner, Koji clutch, and that's all she wrote. So yeah, good win for Sami Zayn. Short match, but shows that Marcus Louis is actually a decent singles competitor if you give him a chance to. After the match is over, Enzo and Cass hit the ring, and they try to use the hair removal cream on Sylvester Lefort, and he powders. So yeah, there's that. Adrian Neville is the last superstar to get a match in the main event, and he faces off against CJ Parker. This match a little longer than I would anticipate it would. Parker hits a Total World Slam, gets a 2 off of that, goes up top for a big splash, but he misses, and this is when Neville starts his offense. Spinning back kick, straight kick to the face, spinning back kick off the rope, straight drop kick to the side of the head. Charges in with European uppercut in the corner, does it again for good measure, goes to the middle rope, hits the missile drop kick, and he goes up top. Red arrow, 1, 2, 3, it's all she wrote. Okay, match for what it was. Main event time, the tournament final. It is the Vaudevillains taking on Sin Cara and Kalisto, and we pick it up midway through the match. Double tag, Kalisto tagged in, Simon Gotch tagged in, and a corkscrew K-Brada moonsault from Kalisto on Simon Gotch. hits the satellite head scissors takeover, and a drop kick to the left leg. Handspring gets caught by Gotch with a fallaway slam and a botched rollout from Kalisto. Sidekick to the ribs, and the Salida del Sol finishes Simon Gotch. Tag in, and a Senton bomb from Sin Cara finishes off Simon Gotch, and Kalisto and Sin Cara win the #1 Contenders Tournament. I'll say right now, I'll state that I don't think this is the right move. I really don't. I really think that there is more to be done with the Vaudevillains against the Ascension, and I think this was a bad idea to put over Kalisto and Sin Cara. Unless you're just going to do, like, it's not going to be a quick match, but I mean, you're going to do a good back and forth. The Ascension are going to retain. I do think the Ascension are the only people that retain. They're the only champions that actually will retain their championships at TakeOver 2. I'm going to go on record and say that right now. So yeah, that was the show right now. Let me talk matches I would recommend on this show. The main event was good. It was the Vaudevillains against Kalisto and Sin Cara. I'd recommend Tyson Kidd and Adam Rose. Good short match. Sami Zayn and Marcus Louis was okay. It was a good TV match, good short match. Neville and Parker was okay for what it was. I mean, these were okay matches. I mean, they're not outstanding matches, but they're okay matches, so check them out if you'd like. TakeOver 2 this Thursday night, Full Sail University, and I'm going to give you guys my predictions right now. I have the card right in front of me, and I'm going to go over them. Number 1, we have my least favorite superstar on the WWE roster in any form, and that's Mojo Rawley taking on Bull Dempsey. This is the only match that was not touched upon at all during this go-home show. The reason I say this, obviously, all 4 superstars involved in the Fatal 4-Way main event got singles matches, so that made sense. And Charlotte and Bayley had an altercation, even though it was verbal, and it eventually became physical. That made sense. And even after Marcus Louis lost to Sami Zayn, you had Enzo and Big Cass run out to try to get the hair off of Sylvester Lefort before their match, so that made sense. But this is the only thing that wasn't mentioned at all, and good riddance, because I don't like this match. This is going to be a short, plodding match between 2 guys that I could care less about. Bull's fine, I have no issue with him. I've never liked Mojo Rawley. I'm never going to like Mojo Rawley. I know what you're saying. Oh, and you said the same thing about Ryback, and my response is, yeah, Ryback has a personality, Mojo doesn't. So, yeah, this is just a short back-and-forth match. It's probably going to be long. It's probably going to be drawn out. I say short and boring, but long and drawn out makes no sense. So I'm going to say it's going to be a short, drawn-out match that's going to have a decisive winner. I think Bull wins this match. I think Mojo goes back to the drawing board. I think that's the right direction to go. But WWE booking, I think Mojo probably wins this match, because Bull got the last laugh last time. So probably, if they really want to do it, I would lead to some sort of something actually would get me interested in this feud, would be have there be some sort of a chain match, since Mojo obviously has not been beaten by the chain yet. I think that happens actually at TakeOver 2. But with Bull Dempsey bringing out the chain, I think they do a chain match with Bull and Mojo, and I think that needs to happen at the next event if they go that long. If not, they decide to just blow it off, just forget it. Mojo probably loses. I think that, yeah, the fans have kind of soured on him, so there's always that. Enzo Amore and Sylvester Lefort, I can imagine Lefort being bald. I cannot imagine Enzo being bald at this point, even though he kind of, all he has is that mohawk, and that's about it. So, I mean, it's a lot easier to shave that off. I do think that faces go over here, because Bull went over, and I think Enzo's going over, so the face will go over there. I think the Ascension will retain against Kalisto and Sin Cara, and they're going on to their next challengers, which I think after the match is over, I would like to see an attack from the Vaudevillains to start off that feud right, and maybe the Vaudevillains stand over top of Connor and Victor with the titles above their heads, just as a nice little start to that feud. I think that would work really well. Charlotte and Bayley, I went on record saying Bayley wins the championship. I think that's the right direction to go. And then Charlotte goes off to the main roster, and probably by Survivor Series, she is firmly planted in the Divas title hunt. Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, and Tyson Kidd. Right now, I will state this fact. I don't think Neville's retaining. I don't. But what do you do? I don't think Tyson Kidd wins this. I think there's a reason for him to win this. I guess you could end up having him have a rematch with Neville. You can have matches with Sami Zayn. You can have the one-off with Tyler Breeze if you want to. You can have Tyson Kidd win this. I think he might be, other than Neville himself, the least likely contender in this match. Even though Neville's the champion, I say that Neville and Kidd are the least likely to win this match. I think it comes down to two. I think it comes down to Sami Zayn or Tyler Breeze. The thing is, I think they put the title on Tyler Breeze, let him run with it for a while, or the other option is you put the title on Sami Zayn and you do that storyline, and then at the net of finally getting redemption and finally winning the big one once and for all, and then Cesaro comes in and Cesaro and Sami Zayn could have like an Iron Man match for the NXT Championship at the next NXT 2-hour event. I think that's the right direction to go. But no, I think we're going to go into the more depths for Sami Zayn. Maybe have to turn a little evil in order to progress in his NXT career. And I think that they put the title on Tyler Breeze in this match. I think Tyler Breeze walks out of TakeOver 2 with the NXT Championship. If Neville wins and retains, I won't be completely surprised. If Tyson Kidd wins, I'd be totally surprised. And if they put the title on Sami Zayn, it's about time. And I really think that that could be a great direction to go. So yeah, check out NXT TakeOver. It's going to be coming live at you guys on the WWE Network. And check that out. It looks awesome. So check out the show. And who knows what we don't know about the show. Alright, let's talk SmackDown. John Cena comes out wearing red. We're in Nebraska. He's putting over the fact that we're in Nebraska, even though he always wears red. He says he's going to face Brock Lesnar, Night of Champions. The match is made. Everyone needs to shut up and stop talking. Stop thinking that Cena's done and he's finished. One match does not make a man or make a career. They think he's a fragile old man, but he fights because he wants to be the champion. He strives to be the best. That's a symbol of excellence. Apparently, this isn't a symbol of excellence. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship is. That's at least in John Cena's mind. From a Flair fan, that's kind of odd to hear. The day he doesn't want to fight anymore, he turns around, he never looks back. Fans kind of cheered that one. Brock's for real. Everything Paul Heyman says and so much more. But he'll get his redemption. Cena says, you line him up and I'll knock him down. I'm not just going to beat Brock Lesnar. I'm going to beat Brock's... Kane's music hits. Kane comes out with Seth Rollins. Kane says, you know what? You're starting to lose it. And Rollins says, you having a mid-career crisis? So you're saying John Cena's Lester Burnham? Okay. So he tells Rollins to kiss it, Plan B to kiss his Plan A. The grown-ups are talking now, you need to shut up. Makes a joke, says Kane went from being the big red monster, being the demon, to being the poster child for Men's Warehouse. Okay. Kane goes to make the match, and Roman Reigns comes out. Oh, goody gumdrops. On Raw, I finished my business with Randy Orton, but I need to focus my attention on these two corporate suck-ups. So let's do this right now. And of course he yells. Kane goes, you know what, you're not facing us. And we get a Wyatt interruption. Wyatt family are standing at the bottom of the ramp. So Y2J, Big Show, and Mark Henry come out because, why not, I guess. Triple H comes out, and oh my god, Triple H got me to laugh my ass off here. He goes, sometimes you have to do busy work, things you don't really want to do. So he basically says, in this very ring, we're going to have ourselves a 10-man tag, and he even says, playa, and he says, how about that, playa, and he does the raise in the roof, and he actually leaves to Teddy Long's old theme music. I thought that was hilarious, and hopefully Teddy took that in jest. I thought that was really funny, actually. So we set up a 10-man tag for the main event. Okay, maybe it'll wipe the memory of the horrendous Raw I had to talk about them last week. We'll see. First match, oh my god, this was fun. Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler in a non-title match against the Swiss Superman Cesaro. This match was really good, and big shock there, who's in it. We pick it up midway through the match. Cesaro's got the cravat locked on, and Dolph counters with a jawbreaker. ducks the right hand of Cesaro, big drop kick, stuns Cesaro, charges in with the leaping splash, gets caught with a Swiss uppercut, 1-2, Dolph kicks out. So, he locks in the butterfly suplex, setting up for the Tiger Driver, which is normally what he's been doing lately. Gets countered in a Z-Factor, 1-2, and again, Cesaro kicks out this time around. Whips him in, satellite head scissors into a sleeper, locked on by Dolph, and Cesaro backs him into the corner. Elbow strike to the side of the head, kind of rung his bell momentarily. Goes for the super kick, does Dolph, gets caught, spun around, ducks the clothesline, pop-up, exclamation point DDT, counter out of the pop-up. Going for Swiss Death, countered in the exclamation point DDT, 1, 2, and at 3, Cesaro kicks out. What a brilliant maneuver there. Goes for the name dropper, ducks out of it, Dolph gets caught with a lariat, and he goes for the Gotch-style neutralizer, and he gets caught with a nice little roll-up just out of nowhere. Flash roll-up, 1, 2, 3, and after the match is over, Cesaro nails him from behind. Sheamus comes in because he was doing commentary, setting up their match at Night of Champions for the United States title, and they have a stare-down, and just like Cesaro did to him on a Raw previously in the last couple of weeks, he takes the U.S. Championship, does Sheamus, tosses it at Cesaro for a momentary distraction, and he bro kicks it back into his face, and Sheamus tan stall. Wow. Fun match. Fun match between Dolph and Cesaro. I'm really happy with this. I hope that they put the title on Cesaro at Night of Champions. I think that's the right direction to go. Have a Swiss Superman with the United States Championship. Then again, you have an Irish athlete with the United States Championship. So yeah, apparently no one from America can battle for the U.S. title right now. Here, I feel like I need to listen to some Toby Keith right now. No. Never. So yeah, that was a good match, good opening contest, and already that made me forget about some of the really hardcore badness from Raw. So, we get a promo from Stardust, who apparently wants to see Alien vs. Predator at Halloween Horror Nights this year. How do I know that? I asked him on Twitter, and he actually responded. Stardust says that him and Goldust basically need what the Usos have, and Usi hurt his knee, but he's a liar, and it's driving him mad, and Goldust stops and says, shh, we all get a little mad sometimes. Love the movie references, gotta love them. At Night of Champions, we get what we deserve. If the stars won't align, then we'll align them ourselves. Yeah, I think we get a title change at Night of Champions, but we'll talk about that later on. I will state, yeah, since I really can't give Night of Champions predictions right now. I'm going to have to do it on this video, because no, I'll do it next week. Okay, Night of Champions predictions coming next week, since it'll be the last Smackdown and NXT video you're going to get until October. So, there's always that. We get our first match off that promo, and that is Jimmy Uso against Heath Slater. Slater, of course, bringing his Slater-Gator compadre Titus O'Neil at ringside with him. Jimmy comes out with Jay, who is on crutches, selling the knee injury, of course. Slater with a chin lock. Jimmy punches his way out, a big right hand, and he sends him hard into the buckle. Like, he pulls him chest first into the middle turnbuckle. Chokes him with the knee and a back kick. Counter by Jimmy Uso. Goes up top, hits Whisper in the Wind, 1-2, and a kick out. Titus gets on the apron for a distraction. And Jay distracts him with a crutch, and he ends up getting super kicked off by Jimmy Uso. Slater hits the side kick, and 1-2, and a kick out. Goes for the smash hit. It gets countered, whips in, and he charges in. Slater gets both boots up, and he goes to the middle rope. He dives off, gets super kicked for good measure. Samoan splash off the top. Jimmy Uso wins the match. So, yeah, that was entertaining short match between the two. Stephanie makes an official announcement from the WWE boardroom. Kind of reminds me of the old Jack Tunney vignettes from back in the day. Announcing officially Nikki Bella, AJ Lee, and Paige for the Divas Championship coming up at Night of Champions. Rusev and Lana come out. They say that America... Well, they're talking about Nebraska, and they say Nebraska is America's heartland, but shut up. Not shut up. Shut up. There is a T-U-P, not a U-P. Calling it America's heartland is an oxymoron because America has no heart, but if it did, it would be made in China. That made me laugh. America has passed its time, soon to be irrelevant, kind of like your Mark Henry. So Mark Henry comes out and basically says, woman, you run off at the mouth, you need to shut up. And says Rusev, you know what, you have not accepted my challenge. The question is, are you going to accept, or are you going to hide behind who looks like your escort? And you saw Lana actually kind of smile there. She shouldn't have. Lana said she accepted on the behalf of Rusev, and at Night of Champions, Mark Henry is going to give Rusev a good old-fashioned red, white, and blue ass-whipping. Should be a fun match at Night of Champions between the two quote-unquote JR big hosses battling it out. It's going to be like the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. Every single cliche you've ever heard in your life, it's going to be thrown into this matchup, this vicious matchup coming up at Night of Champions. Look forward to that. Paige in a non-title match against Brie Bella. You have Nikki and AJ on commentary at ringside. So Brie gets put on the middle rope. The knee strikes from Paige, and she sends her to the ropes, ducks the clothesline, drop kick from Brie, whip in, and a kick hits the charging knee strike, and then hits the charging knee strike across the bottom and middle rope twice. Brie gets the middle turnbuckle. It's the Brie mode missile drop kick to Paige. AJ hits Nikki out of nowhere, and this allows for Brie to get distracted. She goes up to AJ, shoves her away, and backs her off her sister. So this allows for Paige to hit the Rampage on Brie when she gets back in the ring for the 3 count. So we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We're continuing 2 feuds between the Bellas and AJ and Paige in the same breath. It was okay for what it was. Bray Wyatt doing a promo again says, how far will a rat go to outrun the serpent? Jericho has to pay for his sins here. And Eric Rowan ends it with run. So that's all we get from Jericho and Bray Wyatt as a promo leading to the main event coming up. Bo Dallas taking on Zack Ryder's match was short, sweet, to the point. Zack with a dropkick right off the top. And Bo Dallas kind of shakes it off with a knee lift, and he clubs in the back, and he hits a backdrop suplex, a knee, a forearm, goes to whip Ryder, and he ducks his head, and facebuster from Ryder. He charges in, Ryder puts up both knees, and he gets pulled off by Bo. Bo hits the swinging Bodog and gets the 3 count. So, short match, continuing the punishment of Zack Ryder, if you believe what you're hearing on the internet. Jack Swagger, of course, auspicious by his absence. You know he's going to have to show up, and of course he does after Bo Dallas cuts a promo. He says, my fellow Americans, since you live in Nebraska, which is something terrible has obviously happened, means something terrible must have obviously happened to you in your life. That was hilarious. If Jack Swagger could turn it around, then so can you, so can America itself. All you have to do is one thing, for all of you to please rise, place your hand over your heart, and a loud, clear voice, say with me, Jack Swagger's music hits. So Jack and Zeb come out, Jack runs to the ring, and they brawl, and he hits the takedown and the mounted punches, and he finally locks in the Patriot Lock for just a minute. He gets kicked off by Bo, and this allows for Swagger to big boot him out of the ring, and that's the end of that. Nice segment there. Building towards the Bo Dallas Jack Swagger match at Night of Champions, which I have no issues with, should be pretty decent. Main event time, dear God, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho, Big Show, and Mark Henry taking on Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, Seth Rollins, and Kane. 10-man tag to end the show. I will honestly tell you, I went at 10 minutes in this match and before I started writing, because this match went over 20 minutes. It was close to 30, actually, to be more specific. So we pick it up from the first commercial break, and there's 3 of them in this match, which is very strange for a match like this. So we come back commercial break. There's an overhand chop by the Big Show on Kane. So Kane tries to punch his way out of the Big Show's grasp, whips him in, does Big Show, hits the running butt in the corner, comes off the ropes. Kane drop kicks him in the knee, tags into Bray Wyatt, drops the elbow, tags in Luke Harper, he drops the elbow, locks in a chin lock, turns it into a side headlock, and Big Show punches his way out. Comes off the ropes, Harper nails him with a drop kick, 1-2, Big Show kicks out. So he doesn't kick out as he throws the shoulder, he kicks out as he presses Harper to the floor. Harper tags in Seth Rollins, he comes in, drops an elbow to the knee, trying to take the big man off his feet. Smart move there. He mocks Cena with the You Can't See Me, hits the leaping stomp on Big Show, tag in Kane. Kane puts the boots to the Big Show, tags Bray Wyatt in. The heels cut the ring off here. So Big Show tries to punch Bray out, and Bray counters with a grounded DDT, 1-2, Big Show kicks out. Tagging to Luke Harper, it's the Gator roll into the side headlock, and Big Show counters the backdrop suplex. Hot tag to Roman Reigns, clothesline, punches Kane off the ring apron, ducks Harper's clothesline, leaping clothesline from Roman, charging clothesline, right hand, and Samoan drop out of the corner, knocks Rollins off the ring apron, and it sends him into the barricade, actually. Harper nails him from behind when he tries to take advantage of Rollins on the floor, and he sends Roman Reigns into the barricade. He sends him back first into the barricade, and we go back to live action from the second commercial break, and we have Eric Rowan with a double fist to the side of the head on Roman Reigns. Roman punches his way out, hits a headbutt, charges in, and he gets sidestepped. Rowan goes through the ropes to the floor, into the wall. No, actually, yeah, Roman goes through the floor to the wall. So Rollins starts stomping away, tosses him into the barricade, and tosses him in for good measure. Chinlock from Rowan. Roman punches his way out, whip in, ducks the clothesline. Rollins with an enziguri kick, 1-2, and a kick out. Tagging Luke Harper, he comes in, goes for a suplex. It gets blocked 3 times, and Roman Reigns with a snap suplex on Luke Harper. And Harper gets up, big boot on Roman Reigns, 1-2, and a kick out. Tags in Kane, goes for a suplex, gets blocked. Basically, it didn't look like it worked at the point. Kind of a sandbag there is what it looked like to me, at least. Puts him on the buckle, climbs up, going for the superplex. Roman punches himself off, and, of course, hits a top rope clothesline on Kane. Irony. Tagging to Chris Jericho, he comes in with vicious chops, 3 of them in succession. Whip in, reverse, ducks the clothesline, flying forearm, tosses Jericho over, he lands on the ring apron, goes to the top rope, hits the crown, nails the face buster, hits the lion salt on Kane, and he walks hard into the goozle. Jericho elbows his way out, ducks the clothesline, hits the step-up enziguri kick, double leg, goes for the walls of Jericho, gets broken up from Bray Wyatt, Kane with a big boot, and tag into Luke Harper. Harper comes in, drops 3 vicious elbows. We come back to live action from the gasp 3rd commercial break of this match. And Seth Rollins hits the corkscrew neckbreaker off the ropes on Chris Jericho, 1-2, Jericho kicks out. So, ooh, excuse me. Yay, I can't read my own writing. So he whips him in, he puts on the brakes, and Rollins gets backdropped over the top rope to the floor. Seth tags in Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt with repeated falling headbutts and then vicious headbutts to the back of the head. Chinlock, and he punches his way out. Whip in reverse. Fall of Humanity connects, 1-2, and a kick out. So Bray springs up for the crab walk, and he's going for the Uranagi. He elbows out, and Jericho with a drop kick. Bray tags into Seth Rollins, and finally a tag into John Cena. Ducks Rollins clothesline, shoulder block, protobomb, 5-knuckle shuffle, and we go to finishers galore. AA and Kane breaks it with a right hand. Rowan with a Roman Reigns Superman punch on Kane, and Luke Harper super kicks Roman Reigns. Mark Henry clotheslines Harper when he charges into the corner. Rowan clotheslines Henry, more of like barreled into him, basically. Big Show sidekick to Eric Rowan, and Bray Wyatt hits a version of the Fall of Humanity on Big Show. Jericho drop kicks Bray to the outside. Seth with a springboard knee strike to Jericho. Cena comes in as the legal man because in all this chaos, we've completely forgotten that Cena is still legal. Locks the STF on Seth Rollins. The Wyatts make the save and basically attack. There's a vicious brawl, codebreaker to Bray Wyatt, choke slam, world's strongest slam combo to Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, Roman Reigns with a spear on Kane, and John Cena AA's Seth Rollins as the faces stand tall. This is a complete no contest, to say the least. Does not make me forget about the abysmal Raw, but I have to ask, why was this on SmackDown? This was a match that I'm sure a lot of people missed, and it was pretty good. I mean, it was kind of like, okay, here's these appetizers, like these tiny appetizers, and then we get this huge main course in the main event. It's an almost 30-minute match with 10 of your top superstars in the ring. So this was a match that I'm sure that they have to redo because, by and large, most of the WWE audience does not watch both shows. I can tell by the views on these videos they don't watch both shows. So if they did, then it'd be okay. But I think we do some sort of a rematch of this maybe tonight on Raw, if they really want to do that. But you can't really do that because a rematch of sorts, meaning obviously Roman Reigns is not going to be in this because he's got to face off against Randy Orton. And Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho are not going to be in this because they're facing off in a steel cage tonight. And I guess Jerry Springer's going to be on Raw. This is their season premiere. When did it? No, it's just another edition of Raw. Come on. It's a couple weeks till Night of Champions. That's all it is. So yeah, that was SmackDown. What I'd recommend on the show, Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler, abso-freaking-lutely. I'd recommend that match. That was fun, to say the least. And the main event, everything else, just skip it. No worries. I hope Raw is better than it was last week. I really do. Because I really don't want to rant and rave tonight. I kind of want to relax a bit, because obviously I'm going on vacation in a couple days, so there's always that. That was NXT and SmackDown for this week, and like I said, next week, next Monday, a week from today, will be the last NXT and SmackDown video before I leave for Orlando, and you will not get NXT and SmackDown returning until the first week of October, and that's going to be the case. Wrestling will go away from this channel, go bye-bye for quite a while, and then in October we'll pick it back up. I will try to do Night of Champions. I cannot promise anything. I will be actually switching resorts, switching from Universal property to Disney property, so if I have the time, I'll do it, but I can't guarantee anything, so no guarantees. So, if you like these videos, then tell your friends about them, leave a comment, do subscribe, help spread the word about Pop. If you haven't yet, go to Facebook, click like on our Facebook fan page. It is Suro and Disney Pop on Facebook. And thank you out there to all of you that have been watching videos on this channel, all of you that have been subscribing on these channels, because as of this very moment, I have a goal of 1,000 subscribers and 50,000 views before the year is over. As of this moment, we are 316 subscribers away from 1,000, so that's a bit. But I will state, as of this very moment, we are only 354 views away from 50,000 views on Pop, which means there is a very good chance in the next 9 days it actually might happen before I even leave for Orlando, which would be awesome, because then one thing down, and then I can go to my next big goal, which is 100,000 views on this channel. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's @SirOwenDisney. If you'd like to friend request me on Facebook, you can. It's Owen Disney. And if you'd like to talk wrestling with me, or talk Disney or Universal, or you talk Halloween Horror Nights, you want to ask me questions, or if you'd like to become a popcaster yourself and send your content to this channel, you're more than welcome to email me, SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. I don't edit, folks, and sometimes you can tell. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching tonight. Try your best to enjoy Raw tonight. I'll try to do the same. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.